Okay. All right. Back to having a script. All right. Hello, people of YouTube. Fuck you.
No, that's staying in the script, dude. Holy shit, that's staying in the final cut.
Fucking had to laugh.
Oh, man.
Scuffed already. All right. Hello, people of YouTube land. Hello to those that are part of Ted's Discord. Hello to the people who follow Ted and I on Twitch. And hello to whomever is listening to this on Spotify or wherever else we decide to put this on. I'm Traductus.
And I'm Ted.
And this is the movie review podcast. And we are here to take a director's filmography and review each movie one by one and go over the background info on it. Ted gives a brief description of the plot, and then we talk about what we like and dislike about the movie, and then we rank the movies in the filmography afterwards. And today, we are now on a new director. We are now reviewing the movies of David Fincher, and the first movie that he has is Alien 3.
It's very funny to start off on a sequel, but I truly, compared to some of the directors we've done, this is a really good place to start.
To be honest,
I'm thrilled.
Like, the closest thing that we kind of got was like in the James Bond movies with the guy that directed On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and then also John Glenn, who directed what are the Roger For Your Eyes Only. That was his first directing debut. So, but like that was like franchise stuff. I mean, yes, this is a franchise stuff, but like this wasn't really like, you know, like an auteur type of director.
Yeah, you're jumping in. Here's your debut. Here's a fucking sequel. Like this one's built different for real.
Yeah, it's like at least John Glenn when he he worked on Peter Hunt was the guy that did On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but like at least John Glenn like worked as like an assistant director and stuff like that for like the James Bond movies before going in. And the only thing auteur that he does is that somebody gets scared by a fucking bird in every movie that he's in. Which is a weird, it's like, what's your style? Main character gets scared by bird. Weird flex, but okay. But like the rest of the people that we're going with, like David Fincher has a lot more finesse with his shooting and everything. And brace yourself because we're going in the background. And for those that aren't familiar with the development hell that this movie went through.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alien 3 was released on May 22nd, 1992 with a budget of $50 to $60 million and made a box office return of $160 to $180 million and was actually nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. Do you want to take a guess of what beat it?
What year was this?
92.
92 in visual effects.
I got a hint. I'll give you a hint. All right.
Okay.
It's got Bruce Willis in it.
Ooh, that means I should know it, and I fucking don't. I'm gonna be agitated. Hit me.
You want another hint?
No.
Of someone else is in the cast?
Sure.
Goldie Hawn.
That doesn't help me.
Meryl Streep. Death Becomes Her.
Okay.
Which I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I have a feeling that this movie's effects probably have aged better, but I understand why Death Becomes Her gets best visual effects, though.
I'm in the same boat that like it's been a minute since I've seen it, but I feel like that one's more consistent. The high end of this feels better than the high end, but the low end feels worse. Like that one hits a okay. All right.
I'm not gonna complain because that was definitely had like good visual effects.
Yeah.
I was just surprised that was back in 92. I always keep thinking that movie is like later, especially with this movie too.
Fair.
Like Ted and I were both shocked. Wait, what? Alien 3. It's like, when was that directed? 92? Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, we had a disagreement while we were watching the movie because I said this has to be like early to mid 90s, just based on what I know Fincher's filmography to be, and yeah, I even at 92, I think this was pretty well done. Yeah, I'll still take it.
But the development of this movie was extremely chaotic. Back in 1987, cyberpunk author William Gibson was brought in to write the script for 2 sequels that would be filmed simultaneously, kind of like Lord of the Rings. It's with like the 3 movies filmed one right after another, and then they just release it 1 year after the other. If you following what I'm saying?
I heard you say words, but I was rolling across the room to get another beer. Anyway, please continue.
All right. Okay. Basically, a cyberpunk author by the name of William Gibson was hired to write the script for 2 sequels to Aliens, and they were going to be filmed simultaneously, and then released 1 year after the other, much like the Lord of the Rings. How that was done.
It feels tough to pull off. At least the Lord of the Rings had source material, like. You play it off the book, and I get it. I understand that Alien is not like a brand new novel concept, but also I have to say that like that feels much harder to pull off in the Alien franchise than Lord of the Rings.
Oh boy, you have no fucking idea.
Sick.
So anyway, part 1 was going to focus on Corporal Hicks, who is one of the survivors of the first film. The guy that plays Kyle in Terminator.
Okay.
If you know who I'm talking about. The guy that goes like, "Come with me if you want to live."
Yeah,
that dude who plays Corporal Hicks in Aliens is supposed to focus on him. And the second film was going to focus on Ripley. And they were going to be found by, like, their spaceship's going to be found by a sort of, like, band of like space communists, and they fight the aliens that end up stealing away on the ship. And once the aliens are defeated, the next film would be a united humanity fighting against the aliens on their home planet. And apparently, like, this was supposed to be like draw themes on the Cold War, and the aliens were supposed to be an allegory for the HIV crisis. So I guess it's
all right. That feels like several stretches, but okay.
Yeah. Finnish director Rennie Harlin was set to direct the film due to directing Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which is the most successful one out of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I don't remember 4 a whole lot, so I can't tell you if that one's good or not. If it was 3, I'd be like, that's a good choice, because 3 is good. Like 1, 2, and 3 are fucking fantastic.
I didn't know there was a 4th, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
oh, dude, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dream Child. 6 is Freddy's Dead. New Nightmare 7. There's fucking 8 of them, including the remakes. 9, including Freddy vs. Jason.
Dude, give horror some originality, man. Fuck this 9 sequel nonsense, dude. Fuck that shit. Anyway.
So, now the reason why they chose director Rennie Harlin, not just because of Nightmare on Elm Street 4, but also because the original director of Alien, Ridley Scott, was unavailable. So they were actually going to try to bring Ridley Scott back. There was no mention of like suggestion about bringing James Cameron back. So
how the fuck do you decide we need a 3rd Alien movie? They've both been so great. Don't wait for Ridley Scott. What the fuck is going on with that? What the fucking hell, dude?
Yeah, and it's like they also didn't go with Cameron, and I'm like, I don't know. They didn't say like why they didn't chose like James Cameron or anything, but like, I mean, I can kind of see why, because he's notoriously a dick, but
yeah, okay,
he's still a good director.
If you have the ability to like bring back Ridley Scott after the Alien success, right? How the fuck do you make another Alien movie without Ridley Scott?
And I guess with this, like back in '87, I guess like this is probably like while Kara was probably in the midst of trying to make Terminator 2. Because when did that come out? Like 90, 91?
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, the studio after this whole entire both scripts were made, the studio asked William Gibson to make some rewrites, and Gibson was just like, it's like, dude, I just wrote like these 2 freaking scripts for like this 2-part epic thing. I'm not rewriting the damn thing. And therefore, William Gibson leaves. And then Harlan then suggests writer Eric Red to, come in and, do rewrites and stuff. And Eric Red wrote 2 horror masterpieces, which include Near Dark and The Hitcher. And after he starts writing the script, his script starts with Space Marines finding the survivors of the ship of the last film all dead, and the alien gets loose and winds up in a dome city on Earth. Now, Eric Red was frustrated because the studio kept on asking him to keep on rewriting the fucking script, and so he says fuck this and leaves.
Fair.
And the studio then decides, hey, maybe we should just focus on just making 1 movie instead of 2.
Gasp.
So they finally, so the guy that gets brought in this time is David Twohy, or Twohy. Don't know how to pronounce it, but this guy ends up writing the Riddick movies and also directing them. So he directs Pitch Black. He also directs Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick, which, seeing the cinematography of this movie, makes a hell of a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, fair. I wouldn't have put them together naturally, but now that you say it out loud, I get it.
And we'll come back to that. Probably like it likes and dislikes, because there's other movies that kind of look strangely familiar to this shit. But David Twohy was actually asked to start with William Gibson's script for his first movie, and then he ends up having to rewrite a lot of it because the Cold War's done by this point, and so he changes the setting to a prison as opposed to a base communism society setting, and the studio asked him to do another rewrite, which was adding Ellen Ripley to the script because she's not in David Gibson's first script because she's in a still in suspended animation sleep, and they're just like, well, Ripley's really our main franchise character. We need Ripley in it, so David Twohy actually adds that into the script. Adds her into the script, and during the rewrites and everything that's happening and more writers come in, Rennie Harlan just kind of gives up and leaves because he's like, this film's never gonna get written. And so the studio brings in director Vince Ward after producer Walter Hill sees Ward's film The Navigator, A Medieval Odyssey, and Ward just decides to dump Twohy's script completely, since it's, from what I'm reading, is that he seems to kind of have a really, really high self-esteem and thinks highly of himself. Okay. Kind of I guess sees himself as a Tarantino or a Stanley Kubrick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least for what I've read. He could not be like that, but he wants complete and total freaking control of this thing, his vision, and he has the setting to be that the spaceship carrying the survivors of the last film are crashed on like a wooden planet, Ripley being the only survivor, and it's inhabited by monks who see her as a threat since they have a vow of celibacy, and women are barred from the planet, which is also why there's no weapons on the planet to fight the creature. And they end up having to join forces to fight the alien. However, due to fears... What?
All I'm learning is that women are the problem in whatever plot gets written. I just, you know...
Now, due to the fears of like this idea going out of budget, Ward was asked to like rewrite the script, and he refused and fucking left production completely, just like fuck this, and left. Had a hissy fit, which they actually did have storyboards, and I think I know that the William Gibson script actually has like a radio drama version. And I think Vincent Ward's actually has a comic book, like his version of everything. And to be honest, it's actually interesting to see like how he wanted to have like the monastery and everything. Like that was always kind of like a what if, but like, you know, budget and
right.
But which, you know, people should make compromises if you want the fucking movie made, but you know, he didn't want to make the compromise. And therefore, it leaves producers Walter Hill and David Giler to write their own script, which they combined Ward's and Twiley's script. So basically, they turned the monks into prisoners and set the thing on a prison planet.
Okay.
Which is why the prisoners, you know, all found, like, God and shit, and then have, like, religious vows on stuff.
Yeah, and you fuck God, whatever.
So I mean, it definitely does make sense. In all honesty, I think that's cool that, you know, that they actually did, like, hey, let's take parts of this guy's script and pick parts of this other guy's script, because they both had, like, pretty good ideas and just, like, mash them together.
I get that, but it's also weird to, like, hey, 6 guys failed at this script, let me mash them all together and hope it turns into a functional product. Feels like a really stupid choice.
At least they did it with 2. 2 of them.
I get it, but also, it just feels like a really terrible fucking place to start.
Yeah. That, and also Sigourney Weaver said that she would only do the film if Giler and Hill were were the last ones to actually like have like a main, like have like, you know, not have it like completely rewritten. Like there could be like some rewrites to it, but like there was like the final say.
Right.
Because she felt like they wrote the Ripley character better than anybody else. Because like they did rewrites to like the script of the first Alien.
Okay.
Dan O'Bannon did that. I guess like Ripley didn't really have much of a character in that, but like they gave her basically a character with a rewrite. And then she said the only other person that really like captured like kind of how like Ripley writes as like a character is also like James Cameron. Like she, you know, yeah. But so there's that. That's probably also why, like, you know, there wasn't really there's a couple small rewrites, but there isn't like major rewrites after that. But as you can see, they need a director, and they decide on David Fincher. And you know why?
No, I'm very curious as to why, if we're going to be honest.
It's because of his lighting style in his music videos and his cinematography in the music videos, because they liked how like a lot of them were kind of like dark, like, and they felt like that sort of like his directing style and shooting style for his music videos would work with like an Alien movie, especially since like they didn't want to copy like the first movie or the second movie. They wanted to kind of do its own thing, but it seems like it ends up being kind of like a hybrid of both. But
this hurts. I like, of all of the nature we've gotten behind this, like, well, his music videos are dark lit is the shittiest reason to give Fincher his motherfucking start, dude. This hurts so fucking bad.
But hey, were they wrong?
I mean, no, but hey, we've got a really great director here. How do we know? Well, he sucks at lights. Is the shittiest fucking reason to.
Well, no. They didn't say it sucks at lights. Like they liked the fact that he was able to like have the lighting, like it was like dark atmosphere. Like he was good with like a dark atmosphere, not like shitty at lighting.
Which is the polite way to say good at lighting dark spaces and shoots in the fucking dark. Like this is he sucks at fucking lights. Give him a goddamn job.
Okay. Crack another beer, Ted.
Honestly, I might need to. Anyway.
So since they figured, David Fincher would be able to direct the film that they wanted to make, and Fincher would be the one to actually direct the film, but hated the experience due to having to fight with the studio with every fucking decision.
Man, the way you're describing this feels like the studio's the motherfucking problem, because they were at director number fucking 7 by the time we get to Fincher?
3.
No, there were several people that were attached to this project. It feels closer to 7. I don't care if you're telling me it's 3. It feels like 7.
Yeah, because even like minor rewrites and stuff, like Fincher, like, basically didn't get the final edit, and he disowns this film. And he's later on said like he appreciates that people actually, because there are people that like this movie, which spoiler alerts.
We'll get there.
Hi.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And like he appreciates that, but like he just thought it was like such a miserable fucking experience, which Fincher like literally described as fucked up. Like that's what those were his exact words, was it was fucked up. And he actually refused to do a director's cut. Like the only thing that's kind of like a director's cut for this is called the assembly cut, which uses like some like deleted scenes, like certain people that are killed off screen or killed on screen. That's about like all you really like get. That's kind of the difference. Not really a whole lot. We saw the theatrical cut, by the way. Just if anybody was like wondering, but and also Fincher like almost like didn't want to like make another Hollywood movie after this.
I'm happy he did, but also
yeah, like he went back to making music videos and was thinking about just sticking with music videos. But Fincher did basically say that he refuses. From that day, he refused to direct a movie that didn't have a finished script or a clear vision. Again.
Valid as hell.
That being said, actors Sigourney Weaver and Charles S. Dutton praised Fincher in his directing, especially his attention to detail on what he actually wanted to shoot. Sigourney Weaver also stated that she didn't get that the studios like kept on fighting with Fincher, because she's like, you get this guy as a director, you should really trust your director. And he's really like detailed oriented. Like everybody like the main people that have like acted in this all defend David Fincher and just say like he was awesome to work with.
I mean, when it's that other studio that's fired fucking 18 directors at this point, like,
right.
I mean, get your shit together.
Yeah, and it was mainly like, it wasn't even just like the Brandywine studio that did it. It was like 20th Century Fox, so the studio above that studio that kept like fucking with shit.
Fucking Fox. Garbage ass.
That being said, oh right, yeah, I'm supposed to actually link that fucking thing to you.
Sure.
Hold on.
what Stallman is linking to me is the idea that they've changed the alien.
Yeah.
Stallman told me as we were watching this movie that the alien structure has adapted from being a 2-leg, 2-arm creature to being a 4-leg creature.
Yeah, this is kind of like the closest thing that I could find. Guess where do you want me to?
Discord is fine.
Okay.
Edit Ted, fix this shit.
Yeah. There we go. That's about the closest thing I could actually like kind of find, but it compares like Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, also Alien versus Predator, but like just 1 and 3, which were I don't know much about like if Aliens was designed by the same dude that did the first one, who is artist H.R. Giger, but they had him actually design the alien in this one because Fincher wanted to have like a distinct, different looking alien than just using a copy from like the first one. Fincher actually described that he wanted it to be like a puma or a beast, and they used and H.R. Giger had a bunch of like drawings, and then they just picked the one that was like the one that was like the 4-legged creature that they ended up having, which was dubbed the Beast, or the Dragon. But anyway, what's funny is to portray the alien, it was a combination of a man in a suit, obviously, and also a rod puppet for some scenes, and to cover up the cables and probably the rods themselves, they also like rotoscoped around like the alien when they're using the puppet, which we'll get to with like likes and dislikes, where there's some particular thing that kind of like frustrates us, and I think that might be the rotoscoping.
I think you're right.
That being said, the reason why they ended up using the puppet more than they thought they were going to was Fincher originally wanted the scene showing the alien moving on all fours to be a whippet in a costume, so like a whippet as a dog.
I mean, fair based on the way the movie flowed,
right?
Not fair based on execution.
Yeah,
but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, but Tess made the alien look ridiculous, so the rod puppet was used instead. And if you look at whippets, they're kind of like the most non-threatening looking dog. Could you just imagine, it's like, okay, shoot, be mad, and the whippet's just like...
But also, if you're going to suit it, or if you're going to green screen it around the dog, I guess the whippet makes sense. Like, I see the vision, even if I don't see the execution.
Right. At least they decided to scrap it when they realized it didn't work. But at the same time, I kind of want to see the behind the scenes to see how ridiculous and dumb it failed.
Fair. Stallman, I don't know what you got left. Hit me with cast. We've been chunking through time here.
Oh, that's what I got. That's what I got left is cast.
Send it. We're 28 minutes in. Right. Send this.
Sorry, I told you this was fucking long.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so we'll go over cast. Sigourney Weaver reprises her role as Ripley, also returning as Lance Hendrickson, who plays the android Bishop and the android's creator. The prison staff are played by a British professional wrestler, Brian Glover, as Harold Andrews, the prison warden. Charles Dance, later of Game of Thrones fame. He's the Lannisters' dad, the dad of the Lannisters.
Yep.
He plays prison doctor Jonathan Clemens. And then we have Ralph Brown, who plays the prison guard Francis 85 Aaron. The reason why he's nicknamed 85 because that's his IQ. The prisoners, the main prisoners, are played by Charles S. Dutton as Leonard Dillon, who is the de facto leader of the prisoners. He's in Rick and Morty, right?
No. I actually found that was a different voice, but they sound exactly the fucking same.
But he's in like movies that, like, he's in he's a recognizable actor. I can't think of like movies that he's in like right off the bat, but like,
yeah,
you see him, he's recognizable, and that's the ones that I actually kind of picked for people that were actually recognizable.
He also has a pretty notable voice that you'd recognize from several voice acting roles. He also sounds like the dude who is the president from Rick and Morty, but it's not the same guy, I promise. I looked it up. I am still in disbelief they're different, but Jesus fucking Christ.
We also have Pete Postlethwaite, who plays David Postlethwaite. Pete Postlethwaite is known for playing the Magic Man in James and the Giant Peach. And he's also the troubadour in Dragonheart. Okay. We also have Paul McGann as a prisoner that's in like a straitjacket. He's the one that kind of goes crazy, and and like is in like the prison hospital. Paul McGann's known for being the 8th Doctor in Doctor Who. So I wanted to kind of like throw that in there. Like, there's actually like notable like British actors like that are like it's that guy or not.
It's not super notable people for a lot of this, but also like there's a handful that have done other things that are relevant.
And then we have one of my favorite fucking characters in this fucking movie, Danny Webb as Morse, who's just basically like your standardized British guy who's just like, what the fuck throughout the entire movie.
Yep.
And that being said, we finally get into the plot. Take it away, Ted.
All right.
Holy fuck.
Alien 3, as a like escapist ship, I guess, Ripley and some other characters show up on this prison planet. Ripley is the only survivor. If you've seen the first 2 Alien movies, you recognize that the aliens came with them because, of course, they fucking did. They infect this planet. Ripley tries to kill them off before the company comes to get Ripley out of there to use Ripley as research because they want to research the aliens, not because they want to kill the aliens, but because they want to research them. And this is just the plight of the prisoners and Ripley. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty simple, cut and dry. We're going to start with likes and dislikes. Stallman, I know you have some likes that you want to take off on that are going to cause some springboards here. I'm sorry this is going to be a long one, but send it.
Oh, so we're actually starting with likes as opposed to dislikes?
I thought you said likes was the place we were going to springboard.
Oh, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Number one, the fucking characters. Like, even if, like, a lot of them aren't that fleshed out, they at least have a personality where you're just like, like, especially, like, Morse. Like, you know nothing about him, but, like, he makes, like, all, like, these quips throughout the entire thing where you're just like, I hope that dude fucking lives.
I have to agree in the sense that, like, they definitely don't flush out these characters. You know that these characters are destined to die from the moment you meet them. If you've ever seen an Alien movie, that only doubles down, right? Like, assuming this is the first one that you've seen, it doesn't matter. You still know that they are flushed out. Ripley is the only one that feels like she means anything, and yet you still have recognizable characters, people that have voice lines, that have personality traits, that have characteristics. You don't need to learn their names because they're going to die, and yet you still recognize the people involved. I very much love this.
Charles Dance does get a little bit more of a backstory, but like, they kill him off pretty early, oddly enough.
And it still feels only like suspense to the kill, not even that it matters, right? Like, it's still very, very well done.
Yeah, Charles S. Dutton's character, Leonard Dillon, fucking amazing. Like,
was Leonard Dillon the leader of the prisoners?
Yes.
No, 100%. At the end, you almost start to believe he's going to live despite an impossible situation because of the character they develop. Like it's that character is brilliant. It's a flawless, like it's a very short arc. Don't get me wrong. There's not a lot of like development. Like this isn't fucking the Breaking Bad of developing characters over 6 seasons and 90 hours, right? But like there's still an arc. There is still a care. There is still a recognition. There's still a man, you give a fuck that this character dies.
Oh yeah, his death is great too. Like
yes.
he's just like hey, we need to lead it into the forge. I'm gonna be going into the forge here.
Give me that fucking heroic end. I'll hold the sword and the chainmail. Stand me here and kill me. I'm taking this thing with me. Like this is a hero's motherfucking arc, dude. Like he gets it.
And then Brian Glover, who's the fucking dickhead warden. Like, he's so, like, such a shithead throughout this entire thing.
He makes
and then his death is so satisfying.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah, you make it. His death is so fucking passionate because he makes himself such a villain so early on, right? Like, you know he's an asshole. Like it still develops. It's still good. The other person I want to give a shout out to is the doctor of the clinic because I think for the first half, genuinely Charles Dance steals this as a performance from Ripley.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver is very good, but you start to forget that Sigourney Weaver is the main character of this event because of the way that the doctor role is played and the way that the character arc goes. It's fucking beautiful, dude. It's perfect.
And then Danny Webb is Morse. Like, when fucking Brian Glover dies, he's just like with a mop. He's just like, fuck!
Dude, honestly...
He's literally...
Honestly, even 85 is a character worth recognizing because you have a recognition of who this character is and is supposed to be. Like it's so good. The characters
really are too because he's like, hey, I got a family and stuff like that. I'm just waiting for like this company to come in, and once he sees like the company's not really there to help, he actually,
he
last minute
back.
Actually fights back.
Yeah. No, it did great characters. Great characters. Good show, Stallman. What else you got for likes?
I also the fucking chase sequence at the end, like while they're trying to like lead, like that plan is awesome. It's like, yeah, well, we're gonna, and that's after like the first plan fucks up because at first they're gonna try to blow up the alien or something like that. The alien ends up like, getting up the upper hand on that. I'm like, okay, well, back to the drawing board. What are we gonna do? Okay, since there's no real weapons on here, we're gonna try to lure it to the forge here.
Fair.
And then basically each prisoner that's still alive has to use themselves as bait, and then they close the door before the alien gets to them, and then the alien ends up going after the other person till they go up to the forge. And that sequence is shot amazingly. Also great, amazing dialogue with like Morse. He's like, dude, my door's only going halfway.
Okay, and to be honest, this movie, to that point, right? This movie has never given me a better mental map of what a layout looks like.
Oh yeah.
Even if you can see the scenery and all of that, spoiler, we're gonna get to this in Fight Club because I'm gonna talk about it then too. I'm sorry that one's gonna be a long one. We're gonna leave it alone. The layout of this base, I feel like I know the whole thing like it's a video game map. Even when you can't see it, they do a very good job of laying the whole thing out to you, and all of the hallways. Like I could play a video game level of this map with blindfolded and still know where I'm going.
It was almost like it was almost like Alien Isolation co-op.
No, 100%.
Like how they were doing this.
100%. Like this movie does a phenomenal job at telling you exactly where you are and exactly when, exactly whose perspective you're seeing, and how to get from A to B. This is done so brilliantly, dude.
And there's just little details, like especially like when the one person's running with scissors, he runs into Morse, and Morse is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, have the scissors up the other way. You're gonna kill someone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the scenery and your feel that you're involved in it is honestly a big plus to this point. Like, that was absolutely on my list genuinely twice. That feeling like you're in the scene is terrific.
Yeah. The lighting is beautiful in this. Like,
mostly. I will say that there are a couple places where the fog distorts things, but you never have any doubt where you are or why you're seeing the fog. I'm going to blame effects for the lack of lighting, not the lighting plan. It's the where you are and when. The fog was
definitely rotoscoped, and why they decided to do that is weird, and that's only for one scene, but I will say that the alien design looks great.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to harp on this. It's not really a like or dislike, but I'm happy you brought it up because I think that the alien feels different than the first two, but it's not visually different enough that I was surprised when you brought it up. Even now, as I'm seeing the graphic that will have been displayed earlier in this podcast, I promise you can look at it. I'm a piece of shit and editing sucks. But like even to look at it, like I think it looks closer to Alien 1 than to Alien 2. And it's just that it's more rounded. Like, it's less sleek, but honestly, it gets its own distinct shape. I think that the effect of the alien, the fact that you've seen the dog where the alien spawns out of, right? Like, I think that this alien does an homage to the first Alien while still being its own distinct thing. I find it very interesting that you say it was modeled after a dog, because I feel like this one is done pretty fantastically. Like, this is its own beast while still acting slightly different. Like, this is, man, the alien's really good.
Yeah, especially you also get like the classic alien kill. That's what happens to
yes. Yes.
The fuck's his name? Pete Postlethwaite. He gets the classic alien kill. You also have the iconic scene of, like, you know, the alien like going up to Ripley, like, dead in her face, in the shower. That's like the scene that everybody remembers from this film. Like, it's just amazing. And then we'll go to like effects, because that might be a good transition into things. Well, actually, no, I do have to talk about like the lighting and the setting and everything. But
100%, that's on my list.
But the effects, when they're good, they're fucking good. The practical effects are amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna double down. When they are practical, they're phenomenal. There's no way this movie's made in '92 because the practical effects are so fucking good. These are good by today's standards.
Yeah,
they're good. I also want to harp on the practicality of the thing, right? I think that set design was very good. Admittedly, I think that camera angle and lighting helped the setting more than the actual set design.
Especially when you look at like, because you do get the first person. You're kind of in first person of like the alien through that chase sequence.
Yeah.
But as opposed to like, it's kind of like Raimi where you actually see that tracking shot, but like Fincher does it differently where you have the aliens like upside down on like the ceiling. So like the shot's upside down, then then you see it actually like going down like the wall and everything. So it's like,
no, Fincher 100% tells you it's the fucking alien, whether it's the fisheye lens or the tunnel or the green tint or whatever. Like, it's very clear that it's the alien. It's very clear a tracking shot. Again, I like that you bring Raimi's like tracking shot into that, because I feel like it's a very similar effect, right? But
and I think Fincher does it better just because like he does more to it.
Yes. Fincher adds more to it. There's more color. There's more effect. There's more twist and turn rather than just the camera shakes as it pulls in as a first person. I think that like the setting, this scenes are always good, right? I go. It's a weird place for me to pull. All right, so bear with me. But like a Star Wars or a Star Trek scene where they're in a ship and they're adding weird, goofy ass details, they're always fucking there in this movie. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you can see fucking pistons to close doors kind of scene. Like, it's phenomenally set. But also, when you're in that first person chase scene as you're in the alien perspective and you don't need it, you don't get it. Like, you get what you need, and that's everything. I think the claustrophobia of the shots is phenomenal. As you're describing the chase scene, and I think that's the fucking epitome of this whole thing, is that, like, when you're in a tunnel, when you're in a hallway, you're in a fucking hallway. The scene closes in on you. Like, the way this movie was shot, the lighting was good, the scenery was good, the set design was good, the lighting was good. Realistically, the only complaint I have about the cinematography is the fog. I'm gonna get to that. I'll come back. I promise. We're doing likes. The cinematography of this movie is goddamn brilliant.
Yeah, and I honestly, here's the crazy thing is that, I don't know, like, a lot of people that are, like, influenced by Alien 3, because, like, this one's always got, like, a bad rep for whatever reason. Probably because, you know, the main characters of, like, that live in the last movie, like, all die except for Ripley. Like, in, like, what, like, the first, like,
yeah. I mean, you recognize that they're dead. It's a plot point, not a character draw. Yeah.
Right. But, like, I see the same cinematography in this in, like later, like, 90s dark sci-fi stuff, like, Soldier, which has, Kurt Russell in it, or, like, Dark City, or even, like, The Matrix. Like, it seems to be kind of like, you know, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it kind of has that same cinematography.
Okay, the Matrix
crazy,
was a pull.
And then also Chronicles of Riddick. Like, pitch black. Like, literally, the cinematography and everything is almost the exact same thing in, like, pitch black.
The place that you said it before we started recording was Chronicles of Riddick, and I'm thinking about it, and, like, again, Chronicles of Riddick, scenery is phenomenal when it's a still shot. When it's action, nobody gives a shit, and I can kind of feel that vibe. Like, it's pulling that give a shit about what matters, right? The Matrix is such a pull. I think The Matrix gives a shit a little bit more about those tiny details in the moments that it doesn't matter. But no, that's a pull. That's good.
Like the lighting and everything, like, it literally just kind of comes from, like, this movie, and it's like,
yeah, no, that's a vibe, dude. Great.
Like, I honestly, if Stargate comes after this, I might even throw in Stargate, like not like the TV series, but like the Stargate movie. Yeah, and it's like holy shit! It's like this movie's a lot more like it's really like, you know, it's like, hey, we have a dark sci-fi. Fuck it, let's just do what David Fincher did with Alien 3.
No, that's a pull, dude. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, no, I asked you in pre-production not to give me, not to let me in too deep. Now that you're here, dude, we're here. That's, man. Man.
Yeah. So why don't we go on to you, because I know you got things to talk about the cinematography.
I do. I think most of my cinematography points were hit. I have a couple of other things that, like, I really want to hit on for likes. There's never a moment in this movie that the camera work is wrong. Never.
Yeah.
Never. When it's an independent shot, it's from the perfect angle, catching the perfect scene. Like, where the camera is positioned is perfect always. We got about halfway through this movie and I started looking for moments that, like, please give me one bad camera angle, and there's never one. The place that the camera is positioned for the things that you were supposed to capture is perfect. The one thing as far as movie production that I will give it that Stallman didn't mention, makeup is terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Makeup is terrific. As far as injuries, as far as, like, prosthetic effects, as far, like, makeup is really fucking good. They never, I will be fair, and I will say that, like, they never harp too far into it. They're never making a point of how good their makeup is, but, like, dog, the makeup direction crushed it. And the other thing that I want to harp on again, I know I said it out loud once, but I'm going to do it again. Dutton was an 11 out of 10. Perfect fucking character. Perfect character.
To be honest, Dutton and Dutton and Danny Webb kind of steal this fucking movie.
I'm telling you that Dutton was an 11 out of 10. He may not have won an Oscar for this, but he goddamn should have. This was the perfect performance. I'm telling you, this was great. Stallman mentioned it earlier. The one other, like, that's not like excessively written down, but the thing that I'm going to point out, Stallman pointed out earlier that this felt like a Alien Isolation game co-op mode, and he isn't fucking wrong.
Honestly, this is like the Dead by Daylight game that I would want.
Dude, you feel like you feel like you're involved. And I don't know how to describe you don't like. The first two Alien movies were phenomenally done, and I'm not here to talk shit, okay? Like, I promise I am not. This is not a bad word at them. This one feels like a first-person perspective, like you're in it.
Yeah.
That the first two movies didn't grasp. To that point, the other thing that I have to say before we move to dislikes is that this one, if you guys have been watching this fucking podcast for all of the other motherfucking if you guys have been watching for all of the other directors and all of the other fucking movies we've done, if you ever know me, you know me, I'm here to bitch about a sequel. I can't bitch that this one is a sequel. I know.
Yeah, because this is a good standalone. Just like,
I know that this is better when you've watched 1 and 2, and I'm not going to deny it, dude. Like, I know that the background of 1 and 2 makes this one better, and I get it, and I understand, and I'm never going to deny it, but you can walk into this having never watched 1 and 2 and still get a phenomenal fucking movie experience. This is so goddamn good as a standalone movie. I want to kiss Fincher on his goddamn forehead and say thank you for Alien 3 and nothing else. And
to be honest, like Alien 3 is actually better if you don't watch the second one.
Okay.
Because you're not attached to those characters that just die right away.
I can't speak to that one because it's been a long time since I've seen 1 and 2. But like, right. but I'm telling you that, like, they bring in characters from 2. They have them killed off. They give you Ripley's explanation as to why they matter.
Right.
And then it doesn't matter that you never met them. Okay, like right. This is so motherfucking good as a standalone movie. It doesn't only need, like, my lack of criticism. This needs my genuine credit. This is phenomenal as a standalone.
We haven't really seen something that's actually worked this good as a standalone since, like, the James Bond movies.
And even then, that was built on a premise, right? Like, this could exist. This could have been the first movie in the series. You'd never heard of Alien before, and it's still fucking good.
Yep.
All right. Stallman, I'm going to move to dislikes. I do, in fact, have a list, despite how much I loved this movie. So I'm gonna.
So you're not talking about Fight Club?
No, I'm gonna take point here because I got a lot of dislikes. I still love this movie, but I got a list.
I got basically kind of like one main dislike. Actually, I got two.
All right. My first dislike. Dubs are fucking terrible.
Oh my god, I forgot about them.
All right. I understand. Someone's laughing, dude. I understand why they use dubs. Okay? I get it. I understand the scenery is supposed to be loud. Cut the scenery, add a dub. I get it. Don't make it that motherfucking obvious when the dubs are louder than the main fucking character. Fuck you. The dubs are bad, and they're aggressively fucking bad. And I would hate myself if I went this whole movie without saying one more fucking time that the dubs are goddamn egregiously fucking terrible.
What are you talking about? That was totally that guy's voice.
Shut the fuck up, you're
British
wrong.
People sound the same,
Shut the
right?
fuck up, you're wrong. The dubs are goddamn bad.
Oh my god.
All right. I as much as I praise this movie for being a good standalone movie, the introduction to this movie feels strange when you haven't seen the first two Aliens.
Yeah.
There's a disorientation. It's not a lack of understanding. It's not that you need the context. It feels weird when you haven't seen the first two. It's a weird discomfort for probably the first 20 minutes to half an hour. Like it's a what the hell's going on and why are we doing this? It's not bad. It's not unwatchable. It doesn't take anything away from this movie, but it's definitely a discomfort. The volume in this movie sucks. Everything's volume fucking sucks. When you can hear the scenery deafens you from everything else. There is
and sometimes it's really, 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 really quiet.
Yeah.
The dialogue.
There is dialogue that is down here. There is dialogue that is up here. There is exactly nothing in the middle. And I recognize you can't see either thing on the screen that you were being shown on YouTube. And it doesn't fucking matter because I'm still goddamn right. It's way too quiet, way too fucking loud. There's nothing in the goddamn middle. The volume sucks.
And on top of that, we are very well aware that during our podcast, we had issues like this constantly with our own podcast.
We might even in this fucking episode. It doesn't goddamn matter. I'm telling you, we don't have a Hollywood budget. We have Ted's 18 fucking seconds. All right? Like the volume in this movie motherfucking sucks. I will also say that okay, I had this as a like when I wrote it down, and the longer I've thought about it, the more it becomes a dislike. All right. This movie is very direct and very to the point. There's no wasted space.
Right.
Again, fan of the podcast, you understand. I like when things are direct and to the point, and there's no waste, and even that every time that gets used is really good, and I get it, and I understand.
Definitely refreshing after Ramy.
But I think that like there is so much that is vital to the plot, but you could have chunked the plot line down. This isn't we're adding things that aren't plot relevant. I think it is a matter of we added too much plot. I don't think the romantic interest of Ripley for the Doctor is necessary to the story that they need to tell. It feels important. It feels good. It doesn't feel wasteful. It still builds characters, and I get it, and I understand, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm saying that if they cut it to make a shorter film that was very direct to the alien menace and the aliens are infecting the rest of the galaxy that we're traveling between, I think is a more impactful plot than Ripley fucked a guy. I think there are several points in time in this movie that it's direct. Like if I were the director, I would have a very difficult time cutting anything. I think it's directed phenomenally. I'm not complaining. I am saying that like the story that they intended to tell, there were parts that were added that feel impactful that become not impactful because of the way that the movie flowed. And I think that very direct to the point feels like you're on board with things that become important, but they never actually become important. The love element of Ripley and the Doctor doesn't fucking matter by the time you're an hour and a half into the movie.
Yeah, because the Doctor fucking just dies.
Yeah. it all feels impactful. It's very direct, and I get it. It doesn't feel wasteful like Raimi, like you mentioned, Stallman, right. but it also, like, it's very direct that it feels important that when you really sit back and consider it, no the fuck it isn't. It's not a waste, but it's also not good.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for my dislikes list. I'm done being a bitch.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my dislikes. Lance Hendrickson does reappear as Bishop. Now, him as Bishop is fine. Like, he does a good job at that. But, like, and Lance Hendrickson's a good actor, but like when he acts as like the head of the company, who's the guy that makes like the Bishop androids and stuff, his acting's not that great at all. Like it's substantially like worse than.
It's hard for me to disagree because it's not good, but he also gets 2 sentences in this movie,
right?
Like,
and it also, but his delivery with the no, it's like. It's like Revenge of the Sith all over again. But
I'm not upset that you're upset about it, but also it doesn't feel even worth mentioning in my opinion. Like, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the acting and everything for everybody else is so good. It just makes that come out like a sore thumb. And by the way, I'm doing my minor shit before I get to like the
fair
biggest issues. My other issue that I have is the fact that the dog gets the facehugger hits the dog, and then like it's like very shortly the alien comes out of the dog. But Ripley has an alien in her, and she gets that alien while she's in cryostasis, but doesn't burst out until like the very end because movie.
Okay,
yes, I understand it's a queen. You could say the queen's like, comes out earlier. Oh, she's in stasis. Maybe that's why it takes a little bit longer. But like, it still kind of bugs me that there's that little bit of a plot hole when the entire movie's like so tight, except for that.
Okay, my defense of that, I'm not disagreeing with you because I think it's a very valid point. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
It doesn't kill the movie. It's just.
No. To play devil's advocate for a second. The company is coming after Ripley for her value and their ability to research her. Right. Which makes her different. Which indicates sequel and there's more to the story. I think if you take it from that angle,
well, they don't know. They want to get the alien out of her. They don't want to research her. They want to research the alien that's inside of her because it's a queen alien.
Even then, she's different enough to host it that she's worth coming after when the company is willing to kill this prison colony, right? I think it, again, I'm agreeing with you. You're absolutely right. But if I'm playing devil's advocate,
okay,
I'm saying that it's justified in the idea that she has the ability to host it. I can create a validity out of it, but I'm fucking with you. Yeah, they killed that dog in fucking 18 goddamn seconds. Ripley gets to make a goddamn plot line of a 2.5 hour movie. Fuck you. I'm with you.
The dog's smaller. That's why it takes quicker.
Oh yeah. What about .com?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. What about John Hurt in the first one? What was it like? 10 minutes after that thing comes off of him?
Yeah. Okay, but again, great standalone, not a sequel. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Devil's Advocate is all of my points. You're right. I'm with you. I agree with you, but I gotta defend it a little.
Yeah. The most egregious thing on here that I have is the rotoscoping, especially like the primitive CGI has not aged well whatsoever. Like when you have the rotoscoping over the alien, it has like a green tint over it that just makes everything else look really bad.
When the alien is practical, it's
amazing.
Very good. When the alien is rotoscoped because they know that the scene will be less than 2 seconds, it looks like it is a false green screen. Like there are green pieces to the exoskeleton of the skin. It moves inhumanly. Like it's rough. It's really rough.
It's aged better than Terminator 2.
Sure.
But like it's still not good. Like, it's 92. You can't really bitch too much, but like at the same time, it's still jarring.
I honestly, I will say that the bigger piece for me was the inconsistency. Right.
Right.
If it had looked the same, I don't even think the rotoscope is that bad. I think it was that you could tell this got rotoscoped. This was practical. This got rotoscoped. This was practical. I think the difference being able to physically see it was the difference maker for how bad it was. I don't
Yeah,
even think
oh,
it
and
was
also-
bad. I think it was that you could tell.
Yeah, like Ripley killing herself by going into like the molten, metal and stuff like that. Well, it's like the CG and that was bad. Them dumping like the bodies from like the previous from like the craft spaceship. That was bad because that was rotoscoped and not practical. And then obviously the fog, which is probably the most egregious one, where the company, arrives on the planet. Why is there fog there?
But I don't even think that those were nearly as bad as the alien rotoscopes. That would the alien was fucking terrible, dog.
Oh my god. Especially for how good the practical alien was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are really my complaints. I know that people because I know a lot of the biggest complaint I know people that with this movie is that, well, Newt Hicks and Bishop die at the freaking beginning part, and it's like I understand that people are attached to those characters, but it still doesn't take away from this movie. Just because
it only takes away if you're watching them in sequence. If you're watching them as isolated movies, it's the best way for this movie to progress.
And even then, they're gone. There's a whole bunch of other movies that do the same fucking thing, but they're still good movies, So, to me, it's you're really doing this movie a disservice if you are complaining because, characters from the last movie die, right at the beginning of this movie.
For sure.
You're not giving this movie a fair shake.
So, Stallman, I'm going to let you explain what we're doing different for rankings. But normally in this part of the podcast, this is where we rank the movies of a certain director. But I'm going to let Stallman take the floor here.
Yeah, since this is a first movie, and we've done multiple directors since then, it would be kind of dumb. It's well, this is number one because this is the only movie that we've done so far. So I figured, actually do some rankings, and I figured we'd to try to rank the first films of each directors that we did previously. That would be Christopher Nolan's first film, which was Following. We have Stanley Kubrick's first film, which is
Fear and Desire.
Fear and Desire. We got
Tarantino.
Tarantino was next, which was Reservoir Dogs. We also have
Raimi
with It's Murder.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to Alien 3, I think Ted and mine might be ranked the same. That would be It's Murder at the bottom, Fear and Desire.
That part's for sure. It's Murder is for sure at the bottom. Listen, I think ours are going to be slightly different. So I'm going to let you 1 to 5 these.
What, number 1 or worst? Best?
Go worst to best because we all know It's Murder is the worst.
Yeah, It's Murder. Then it's Fear, Desire. Then I have Following, then Reservoir Dogs. And I haven't ranked Alien 3 yet.
Okay. For me, I'm going to do the whole goddamn 5, and I have them written out. I don't have them lined up, but they're all fucking written. So I'm doing all 5 here, and I'll let you add your suspense to the end. It's Murder is 5. That's a fucking given. No matter how many firsts we watch, that will always be the worst. That's I've never seen anything more terrible in my entire goddamn life. Kubrick's Fear and Desire is number 4.
Yeah.
I think Following is going to be 3 for me. That feels disrespectful because I did like The Following. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. There's a huge drop off between Following and Fear and Desire.
Fucking Grand Canyon gap. Yeah. I'm gonna put Alien 3 at second and Res Dogs. That's a film. Okay, the best way I described this to Stallman before we started recording, there are movies and there are films. When I start calling you a film, you deserve respect. Reservoir Dogs is a film. Alien 3 is a good movie. It's among the best movies, but it ain't a film. Alien 3 is second.
See, this is where I have problems, because, like, it's like, I like Reservoir Dogs. Like, it's definitely, like, one of those films that are mostly, like, a perfect film. But at the same time, just, like, I really fucking liked Alien 3. I really, really liked Alien 3. I also love how, like, the shooting, like, really helped with, like, basically set off the stage of, like, sci-fi, like, dark sci-fi for the 90s. You know?
Like, honestly, your comparison of that and you're adding it to other films makes sense. I'm not doing that though. Like, right. I'm taking this as this is your first. Dude, Res Dogs is a film. Like, that's a fucking masterpiece, dude. There are other directors who would call that their fucking opus dei. Like that's a fucking masterpiece for some directors.
Yeah, and before I actually review, because I have actually finally just kind of thought of it, what it's gonna be, but, like, it's crazy to think that someone's first movie, like, could be that influential for, like, an entire, like, genre of, like, movie throughout, like, an entire decade and, like, a half, sort of. Fair. You know? That's, like, nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes me really excited to see, like, more of David Fincher. Because, like, I've seen, like, a lot of David Fincher stuff. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I've seen Fight Club and everything. But, like, it's crazy to see, like, Fincher really, like, getting, like, off the ground right off the bat, you know?
I will say that I'm excited to see, like, the Fincher development, as we've seen the consistencies between every one of our directors' films, right? Like, we know the places that they all tie together. Fight Club, I'm very fucking familiar with as an art piece. Okay, I will not stop harping on this until we are done. David Fincher, I love Fight Club. But I'm like, it's weird to draw the similarities before I've seen the other movies that come between it, and to be able to draw that tie, right? Like, this is a terrific movie. Don't get me wrong, like, this is terrific, but, like, Reservoir Dogs deserves awards. Like, there's such a good film for me.
One reason why I'm putting Reservoir Dogs at number 1 and Alien 3 at number 2.
Okay.
And that is because Reservoir Dogs has a lot less flaws in its filmmaking than Alien 3.
Fair.
Had the non-practical effects been actually on par with, like, the practical effects, like, if it wasn't so bad on that, I would have Alien 3 higher.
I don't mean to talk shit. This movie is very good. This is easily second place above the other three. Don't get me wrong. Reservoir Dogs. Anyway, but I like the way that we're doing this ranking system. I'm going to keep this list so that every time we do a first of a director, we're keeping up on this. I really like this idea, but dude, Stallman, we've been at this for an hour and 13 minutes. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you as always for hanging out. Please feel free to check out the rest of this podcast as well as a million other fucking videos on this goddamn YouTube channel. We watch movies typically Sunday nights on or in the Discord, but that changes a lot. So if it ever changes, we'll let you know. We promise. But if you see Stallman and I in the Discord and you join the Discord, we're probably watching movies. Thank you guys as always for watching. I think I already said that, but it doesn't fucking matter. You can check out all of our other movie podcast content here on the YouTube. Go search it the fuck out. If you want to watch us individually, because you like our own individual content, you can check out Twitch. Stallman at Traductus, myself at Ted Green Eagles. Thank you guys for hanging. We appreciate it. We know there was a long one. We're very sorry. Yeah. I'm very sorry. It doesn't goddamn matter. Edit Ted, I'm very sorry for what you've had to do for this episode. I love you, appreciate you. We'll see you here next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, which will be 7. Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah. See you guys here next week. Adios.
Yep. Later.